and welcome. My name is Savannah, and today we will be diving into the lore, the drama, the scandals, and the famous and not so famous families of Bridgeport in The Sims 3. This is the 5th video in a series on my channel where I go through every single world in The Sims 3 in the order of release. Last video we talked about Barnacle Bay, and the video before that we talked about Twinbrook. If you haven't watched those videos yet, I will have a playlist linked in the description of all of my videos in this series. Anyway, today we will be heading to the big city, so if that interests you, grab a snack and get comfortable, and let's load into Bridgeport. Bridgeport is the world that shipped with the Sims 3 late night expansion, and it is the first and only proper city world in the game. Bridgeport is a city of stars, where Sims come to make it big. The world's description reads, founded by Ebenezer Alto at the turn of the century, Bridgeport was once a busy shipping town, inhabited by sailors and smugglers. However, when the film industry came to the city, celebrities, simoleons, and the sparkling lights of fame took over. Now a vibrant city with an energetic nightlife and a bustling club scene, Bridgeport has made its mark on the map. With all the lights on, will its past ever resurface? The Alto surname hopefully sounds familiar to you. Sunset Valley, The Sims 3's base game world, features a wealthy Alto family. They are a family who built their riches on corruption and crime. It is not clear exactly how Ebenezer Alto is related to the Altos of Sunset Valley, but their shared last name is highly unlikely to be a mere coincidence. Bridgeport is a lively city, featuring nightclubs, bars, and lounges galore. There are two main sections of the city, separated by water and connected by a large bridge. The east side is the hustling, bustling city side, where most of the city's residents reside. The west side is a quieter, more suburban side, where many wealthy celebrity families live. The city also features a rabbit hole subway system and a film studio lot for the film career that came with late night. The world contains 30 playable households, and unlike previous Sims 3 worlds, there are no returning families from previous Sims games. Therefore, it is a world of entirely new Sims. So, let's say Sul to our first family, the Angelista family, residing at 152 Windsor Drive. The household consists of Lala Angelista and her famous daughter, Tiara. Lala is an adult and works as a report processor in the business career. She is insane, flirty, frugal, a schmoozer, and childish. Her life goal is to be a master romancer, and she possesses no skills. Buried in the local cemetery, Eternal Rest Cemetery, is Lala's mother, Tatiana Angelista. She starved to death as a young adult, presumably when Lala was rather young. Tatiana's traits were snob, light sleeper, and neat. Her lifetime wish was to be a professional author, and she had 5 mixology skill points. Interestingly, if resurrected, she is enemies with Lala. Lala moved to Bridgeport in her younger years in hopes of becoming famous. She even changed her name to Lala, presumably as a sort of stage name, and her real name is unknown. However, unfortunately, she fell in love with the wrong man, who ended up abandoning her and their daughter Tiara, taking his money with him, and leaving the two to fend for themselves. Since then, Lala has chosen to hide the identity of Tiara's father from her and everyone else. Tiara is a young adult and works as a best girl in the film career, with hopes of becoming a superstar actress. She is a 2-star celebrity and is over-emotional, excitable, a party animal, charismatic, and a kleptomaniac. She also has the hidden burglar trait. This is typically found in either burglar NPCs or in Sims at level 7 or higher of the criminal career thief branch. Tiara has no history of officially being in the criminal career, and is obviously not a burglar NPC. However, she is enemies with one of the 2 burglar NPCs in Bridgeport, Selena Savage. My headcanon is that the two used to be best friends and freelance burglar buddies of some sort, and things fell apart when Tiara got rich and famous. This could be supported by Tiara's kleptomaniac trait and the fact that Selena has the lifestyle of the rich and famous lifetime wish, giving her ample reason to be bitter and jealous jealous of Tiara, leaving her in the dust for fame. Anyway, Tiara has 3 charisma and 7 mixology skill. Tiara and Lala are incredibly close for a mother and daughter, frequently going out clubbing together, pretending to be sisters. However, despite her love for her mother, Tiara is starting to want some answers about her father's identity, and hopes that now that she is famous, he may someday return to her life. Little does Tiara know, however, that her father lives just down the road at 186 Windsor Drive, the home of the Litler family. The Litler household is made up of Ruben and Renee Litler, their 2 children Bronson and Deidre, and their live-in nanny Odine Perry. So Ruben Littler is kind of the worst. He's an adult and works as a best boy in the film career. He has no sense of humor, is flirty, dislikes children despite having 3. He is a coward and is ambitious as well. He dreams of living the lifestyle of the rich and famous and is a 1-star celebrity and has 1 skill point in drums. Ruben never expected his career to flop as much as it has, and expected even less that his wife's career would overshadow his so tremendously. His bio describes him as a B-list actor, but given his low celebrity level, I would say he's D-list at best. Unbeknownst to everyone in the family except his daughter, Deidre, he is having an affair with the live-in nanny, Odine. And unbeknownst to everyone in the household, including Deidre, he has a secret child from a previous relationship, Tiara Angelista. Ruben seems to be a man of many secrets, and in my opinion, it isn't long until they all come to light. Renee is Ruben's incredibly successful wife. She's an investigative reporter in the journalism career and a 4-star celebrity, and she aims to someday be a star news anchor. She's a workaholic, a genius, hot-headed, a schmoozer, and a computer whiz. She's an adult and has 2 charisma and 5 writing skill. Renee had never imagined her career would lead to as much success and wealth as it has, and while she's incredibly proud of herself and does not seem to want to slow things down anytime soon, she is finding it overwhelming to balance a family and an incredibly successful career at the same time. Despite this, she has a great relationship with both of her children and is best friends with her son, Bronson. Bronson is an angsty, emotional teenager with a sort of rocker aesthetic. He's a heavy sleeper, a schmoozer, charismatic, and lucky, and has 1 charisma skill point and 5 skill points on the drums. He gets on well with both of his parents, but is for some reason enemies with his little sister, Deidre. Bronson is a pretty spoiled kid and tries to always get exactly what he wants. However, unfortunately, his privileged, entitled attitude towards life seems like it may get him mixed up in the wrong crowds. Specifically, his bio suggests he may soon find himself in hot water with the city's vampire clan. Deidre is Bronson's little sister. She's a child and a bookworm, grumpy and ambitious. She's a very skilled young girl, possessing 5 logic and 4 writing skill. Deidre greatly admires her mother and likes her far more than her father. As I mentioned earlier, she is aware of her father's affair with the nanny, Odine, and is enemies with him because of this. Interestingly, despite this, she is still friends with Odine. I wonder why, despite admiring and respecting her mother so much, she has yet to tell her of the affair. Is it to protect Odine, or perhaps for blackmail to use against her father? I suppose you can't say no to buying a new dollhouse for your daughter if it puts your entire marriage at stake. Odine is the family's live-in nanny. She's a young adult, and in addition to her work as a nanny for the family, she also works as a spice runner in the culinary career. She is family-oriented, a party animal, a perfectionist, easily impressed, and childish. She also has the hidden makes no messes trait, which is a trait normally possessed by NPC maids. Her lifetime wish is to be surrounded by family, and she has 1 cooking and 2 piano skill. Oddly, her bio states she has no interest in getting herself involved in the Litler family drama, but clearly she is already neck deep into it as she is romantically involved with Ruben. Despite this, she tries her best to be a positive influence on both Bronson and Deidre. Up next, we have the Art Central household, residing at 4400 Hamming Pier Road. The household is made up of 3 young and artistically inclined best friends. Alexi Fresco is a young adult, an ingredient tester in the culinary career, and a 1-star celebrity. He's a great kisser, a perfectionist, a hopeless romantic, artistic, and charismatic. He wants to be a master of the arts, but has a long way to go to complete that wish, as he only has level 3 cooking skill. His bio states he has some peculiar habits, though it is unclear what exactly those habits are. Matilda Smart is a fun, funky party girl who is a regular at most of the clubs in the city. She is a young adult and works part-time as a beverage consultant at the spa. She is over-emotional, a party animal, a light sleeper, artistic, and friendly. Like Alexi, she wants to be a master of the arts and possesses level 2 painting skill and level 3 on the drums. She is a very popular girl, having a multitude of friends around Bridgeport. In addition to her 2 roommates, she is also best friends with both Katrina Paula of the Paula Household and Susie Strummer of the Drama on TV Household. Harry Marks is the brainiac of the trio. He's a young adult and a ballot counter in the politics career. He's inappropriate, a bookworm, a schmoozer, artistic, and a computer whiz. He wants to be a chess legend and has 1 charisma skill point. Harry is the youngest of his roommates and has a passion for Asian-inspired artwork. Our next household is the Ashton household at 61 Dockside Road. Devin Ashton has dreamed of being a movie star since he was a child. He's a young adult and works as a background extra in the film career. He's over-emotional, clumsy, a perfectionist, which is a rough combo, excitable, and a snob. He dreams of living the lifestyle of the rich and famous, and has 1 cooking skill point. Devin's biggest inspiration for becoming an actor is the megastar Matthew Hamming. However, his admiration for him is unhealthily obsessive. His bio implies his obsession may be the thing that gets in the way of him becoming the great actor he wants to be. Now, of course, let's check out the Hamming household. Matthew Hamming is an adult, a supporting actor in the film career, aiming to become a superstar actor, and he is a 5-star celebrity, making him one of the most famous Sims in Bridgeport. He is flirty, a great kisser, a perfectionist, charismatic, and he has commitment issues. He is an incredibly skilled man and possesses 2 athletic, 5 charisma, 2 cooking, 4 guitar, and 5 writing skills. He is best friends with fellow celebrity Richie Striker and enemies with Ruben Litler. Obviously, Mr. Hamming is an overwhelmingly successful actor, admired and desired by millions. He's achieved almost everything he's ever wanted in life, with the exception of finding the one. You see, fame has made dating rather difficult, and I imagine his commitment issues don't help much either. However, his bio suggests he may be better suited for someone not in the spotlight, or perhaps even a vampire, stating, quote, maybe someone that's a little more averse to the limelight, or just light in general, might make a good match for him. Matthew also has a younger brother, Michael Sleep, who is a townie. For some unknown reason, the 2 dislike each other. Michael is a young adult, and his traits are good sense of humor, commitment issues, virtuoso, computer whiz, and easily impressed. His lifetime wish is to be a gold digger, and he has 4 gardening, 6 guitar, and 5 writing skill. This is just me speculating, but his virtuoso trait and high guitar skill may suggest he's a failed musician. Perhaps that is why he dislikes Matthew. Maybe he's jealous of his older brother's success. At 101 Bayshore Highway lives the Atkins family, made up of elderly identical twins, Violet and Hyacinth Atkins, and Violet's teenage grandson, Jet. Hyacinth is the louder, more outgoing of the twins. She formerly worked as a department head in the business career, but is now retired. She is flirty, good, a never nude, unlucky, and an angler, and her lifetime wish is to be presenting the perfect private aquarium. She has level 1 charisma and level 8 piano skill. She and her sister are best friends and have lived in Bridgeport for decades. She also has a son who she dislikes named Ryan Atkins. Atkins. He is a townie and a young adult. He is also the father of Jet. It is unclear why he does not live with them or why his son does not live with him. Given he is only a young adult and his son is a teen, he was likely a teen father. Perhaps this is why Violet took it upon herself to raise Jet. His traits are loner, dislikes children, which I imagine is another reason he is not raising his son himself, and he is mean-spirited. Oddly, despite disliking children and being an absent father, his lifetime wish is to be surrounded by family. Additionally, he has 2 gardening skill points. On the outside, Jet appears to be a rather dark, angsty teen, but the entire aesthetic is just a facade. He's actually a rather happy kid, but likes to act out just to get a rise out of people. He is friendly, a heavy sleeper, a technophobe, and a vegetarian. He has 1 bass, 3 painting, and 1 piano skill. His mother is unknown, and he has a distant relationship with his father. He is also best friends with Elspeth Cook of the Cook family. Hyacinth shares most aspects of her personality with her sister and has always looked up to her, trying to mimic almost everything she does. Like her sister, she's a retired department head in the business career, and her lifetime wish is also presenting the perfect private aquarium. She too has 1 charisma and 8 piano skill, and her traits are flirty, good, never nude, lucky, and angler. Additionally, she has a daughter, Cressida Wells, who lives with the Cook family as a live-in esthetician. The Cooks reside at 2110 Edgewood Road, and they are a dysfunctional, messy family. Jeffrey Cook is your stereotypical greedy, corrupt politician. He is an adult and a city council member in the politics career, and he wants to be leader of the free world. He is a coward, has commitment issues, is ambitious, grumpy, and a loser. He is a 2-star celebrity and has 4 charisma and 3 piano skill. According to his bio, he was not always the way he is now, having formerly been a man with good intentions when he started his career in politics. However, having power changed him for the worst. He is best friends with one of the NPC burglars, Blake Freeman, as well as Devin Ashton. I find this very random and bizarre. I can't imagine what on earth the 2 of them could have in common. Lady Cook is Jeffrey's wife. She is an adult and unemployed. She's a snob, neat, neurotic, dislikes children despite having a daughter, and she is a coward just like her husband. She wants to be super popular, and she has 2 mixology and 1 piano skill. She is a shopaholic and loves spending her husband's money without a care in the world. Buried in Eternal Rest Cemetery is her mother, Jacqueline Chamberlain, who drowned as a young adult when Lady was likely very young. She was over-emotional, a loner, charismatic, and a perfectionist. Her lifetime wish was to be leader of the free world, and she has 1 athletic and 8 cooking skill. Cressida Wells is a young adult, and in addition to being Lady Cook's live-in spa specialist, she also works part-time as a spa package seller at the spa. She is absent-minded, clumsy, a hopeless romantic, a heavy sleeper, and athletic, and she has 1 charisma skill point. She wants to become a world-renowned surgeon. However, that would necessitate a major career change. Like I mentioned, she is Hyacinth Atkins' daughter. Presumably, she has her father's surname, however, he is unknown. Cressida is very much aware of her boss's schemes and corruption, and dislikes the both of them, but she chooses to simply do her job and act as a support to the couple's daughter, Elspeth. Elspeth is a teen and she cannot stand her parents. She's enemies with both of them because she disagrees with their corrupt ways and hopes to someday be the one to, quote, redeem her family name. She hates the outdoors, is hydrophobic, a daredevil, and a vegetarian. Despite being a vegetarian, however, her favorite food is tri-tip steak. She has 6 skill points on the drums and 2 in logic. As mentioned before, she is best friends with Jet Atkins. At 64 Queensberry Road resides the Bell family, made up of ultra-celeb Lola Bell, her newly adopted son, her younger boyfriend, and her live-in personal trainer. Lola Bell is a 5-star celebrity and a pop icon in the music career, and she aspires to be a rock star. She is a loner, a technophobe, virtuoso, artistic, and ambitious, and she has the hidden rocker trait. She is an incredibly talented musician, possessing 7 bass, 6 drums, 8 guitar, and 4 piano skill. Lola Bell is an incredibly successful woman and has achieved nearly everything she's ever wanted in life. Now she's excited to be a new mom after having adopted her new son Jupiter, who she makes sure to exploit for the paparazzi any chance she gets. Jupiter is a child and, by virtue of his mother's fame, a 1-star celebrity. He hates the outdoors, is a snob, and is a vegetarian. However, for some odd reason, his favorite food is lobster thermidor. He also has the hidden makes no messes trait, which is usually only found in NPC maids and their offspring. This may suggest his biological mother was a maid. For reasons unknown, he is enemies with his mom's trainer, Moxie, and her boyfriend, Kai. At the moment, it is up in the air whether or not he will grow up to despise or adore the fame his adoption has thrust upon him. Kai Lako is a young adult and works part-time as a TV actor in the film career. His traits are no sense of humor, absent-minded, lucky, family-oriented, and can't stand art. He's a 1-star celebrity, has no skills, and wants to be a gold digger. He is enemies with Jupiter, Moxie, and Apollo Bloom of the drama on TV Household. Very clearly, he is with Lola for fame and money, especially given his lifetime wish. However, he's beginning to grow a bit worried that he will no longer be able to maintain Lola's interest just with his looks alone, now that she is preoccupied with being a mom. Moxie Logan is Belle's live-in personal trainer, but she is a celebrity in her own right, having risen to fame due to her athletic prowess. She's a young adult and a toddler sports coach in the athletic career, in addition to working for Lola and acting as a fitness consultant for many other celebrities. She is brave, loves the outdoors, is a daredevil, athletic, and friendly. She is a 1-star celebrity and wants to become a superstar athlete. She has 2 athletic and 2 gardening skill. Not only is she Lola's trainer, but she is also her best friend. She is also best friends with Stella Striker of the Striker Household. Next, the Big Bling household lives at 302 Silverstone Way. Interestingly, according to the bio of the household, these Sims are originally from Twinbrook. Tom Wordy is a successful superstar rapper who started from nothing and has worked hard to get where he currently is. Unfortunately, his unsavory personality may begin to halt his success. Tom is an adult, a lyricist in the music career, and a 4-star celebrity. He is brave, a daredevil, a party animal, grumpy, and mean-spirited. His lifetime wish is 1 sim band, but he is rather far from completing this as he only has level 5 guitar skill. He is best friends with his young protege, Lil Bling, and his bodyguard, Big Hartley. He is also currently dating Sugar Bijou. Unlike the rest of the Big Bling household, Sugar does not seem to be from Twinbrook. She's a bit of a social climber and has made her rounds through the celebrity scene, having dated many of them. However, her relationship with Tom has lasted longer than most, but that may be due to the fact that, for the most part, his fame and fortune does not seem to be slowing down anytime soon. She is a young adult and unemployed. She is flirty, excitable, a party animal, easily impressed, and a schmoozer. She has no skills, and she wants to be a master romancer. For obvious reasons, she is disliked by Tom's friends, Lil Bling and Big Hartley. She also has a sister with whom she is enemies. Her name is Becca, and she is a townie. She is a young adult, and her traits are childish, charismatic, and unflirty. Her lifetime wish is perfect mind, perfect body, and she has 9 bass, 7 handiness, 7 mixology, and 10 piano skill. Lil Bling is a teen and he has been friends with Tom since they lived in Twinbrook. He is a couch potato, has a good sense of humor, is a daredevil, and virtuoso. He has level 5 piano skill and is a one-star celebrity. Lil Bling has dreams of making it in the music industry and appears to have the talent and skill to do so. His friendship with Tom has definitely helped him get his foot in the door, but it seems he may have to rely more heavily on his skills and perhaps improve them a bit more if he really wants to make it to the top. Big Hartley is a young adult and a rookie in the athletic career, in addition to being Tom's bodyguard and bouncer. However, he too wants to make it in music as well, and while he appreciates Tom's friendship, he does not want to forever just be known as Tom Wordy's friend and bodyguard, but rather, he wants to make a name for himself on his own. He is brave, hates the outdoors, is a slob, easily impressed, and a heavy sleeper. He also has the hidden immune to fire trait. His lifetime wish is lifestyle of the rich and famous, and he has level 4 athletic skill. At 6979 Landgrab Loop is the Bumble household. Wayne Bumble is a new resident in Bridgeport and came to the city in hopes of, in some way, making it big. However, he may be at risk of falling prey to the current uptake and activity of the city's vampire clans. He's an adult and works as a spice runner in the culinary career, but his performance is quite poor. He is absent-minded, inappropriate, easily impressed, grumpy, and ambitious. He dreams of living the lifestyle of the rich and famous and has 2 cooking skill points. The Clavier household resides at 1757 Memorial Parkway. Ebenezer Clavier is a young adult and unemployed, but appears to be interested in the music career, as he dreams of being a hit movie composer. He is unflirty, good, a perfectionist, a daredevil, and artistic, and he has 2 guitar and 4 piano skill. Ebenezer is a naturally gifted musician who grew up far away on a ranch. His family always made fun of him for his dreams growing up, but he moved to the city anyway to prove them wrong, hoping his musical prowess will take him far enough to stay. He's also a bit of a socially awkward guy, but he hopes he can still find friends or love despite his struggles. Our next household is the Custard household at 1817 Sterling Parkway. Caroline Custard is a young woman from a small town who moved to Bridgeport in hopes of pursuing her dreams of entering the journalism career field, which seems to be working out for her as she is currently a professional blogger. She is a young adult and flirty, clumsy, grumpy, artistic, and dislikes children. She wants to be a star news anchor and has 1 piano and 3 writing skill. Despite how successful she has been in her career thus far, her bio implies her small town upbringing and attitude may prevent her from further achieving her dreams. The Drama on TV household is located at 57 Dockside Road and is made up of 6 cast members of a reality TV show called Little Celebrity. They live together for the reality show, which seems to be a sort of Big Brother type of show. Apollo Bloom is a young adult and a kitchen scullion in the culinary career, but his performance is not good. Also, according to his bio, he also works as a model. He is a couch potato, hot-headed, a bookworm, a coward, and frugal. He has no skills and wants to be super popular. Apollo is a self-centered douchebag with a gargantuan ego. He has no friends in or outside of the household and is disliked by his roommates Maddie, Kirby, Caitlin, and Susie, and is enemies with his roommate William. He is also enemies with Kai Lako. Recently, he did a shoot for a local magazine that has seemingly helped thrust him into the spotlight. However, he is still not yet a celebrity. Caitlin Masoni is a young adult and works part-time as a beverage consultant at the spa. She is a loser, clumsy, a party animal, childish, and a schmoozer. And she also has the hidden pizza appreciator trait, which is typically only possessed by pizza deliverers. She has 1 guitar skill and is a gold digger. Caitlin is a child of wealthy parents who have basically bought her way through life. Her main hobbies are shopping and partying, and she is best friends with Sugar Bijou. On the outside, Kirby Wise seems like the most normal and down-to-earth of the household. She is a young adult and a podium polisher in the politics career, and she wants to one day be leader of the free world. She is a workaholic, a genius, excitable, easily impressed, and childish. And she has 3 logic and 2 piano skill. Many people mistakenly believe Miss Wise is a sweet, innocent, and naive young woman, but they are sorely mistaken. According to her bio, she is having an affair with politician Jeffrey Cook. Now, despite this, the developers seem to have forgotten to give them a romantic relationship. However, I'm messy and I love drama, so in my game they are deep into their affair and she is pregnant with his child. Anyway, Susie Strummer is a young adult and works part-time as a produce quality assessor at the grocery store. She has a good sense of humor, is flirty, a great kisser, lucky, and friendly. Her lifetime wish is 1 sim band, and she has 4 cooking and 6 drum skill. She is best friends with Matilda Smart of the Art Central household. Susie describes herself as a bit of a quote music snob, and she came to Bridgeport from rather far away to get to know the city's indie rock music scene. Maddie Crew is a young adult and works part-time as a cash register specialist at the bookstore. He's a technophobe, absent-minded, a bookworm, artistic, and frugal. He dreams of living in the lap of luxury, and he has 3 piano and 2 writing skill. His bio states he doesn't get along with his roommate, but in-game he is friends to varying extents with all of his roommates except Apollo, of course. He is very anti-mainstream social media and technology in general and makes it basically his entire personality. Our final resident of the household and cast member on the show is William Fangman. He is a young adult and a traffic cop in the law enforcement career. He is a loner, brave, unlucky, athletic, and inappropriate, and he has the hidden can apprehend burglar trait. He wants to be a forensic specialist, dynamic DNA profiler, and has 1 base, 1 handiness, and 1 logic skill. Unbeknownst to his roommates, he is a vampire and frequently uses his vampire abilities to manipulate them. He is best friends with fellow vampires Elvara Slayer and Morrigan Hemlock, and enemies with Wogan Hemlock, Morrigan's husband, who is also a vampire. Based on these relationships, he seems to be aligned with the old vampire clan. Now is probably a good time to finally talk about the feuding vampire clans of Bridgeport, starting with the old vampire clan led by Elvira Slayer. Elvira Slayer resides at 9378 Sterling Parkway, and she is one of the oldest vampires in Bridgeport, and for over a century has been the most powerful. She's an adult and works as a gene therapist in the medicine career, no doubt giving her ample access to lots of free blood. She is evil, brave, charismatic, a daredevil, and a genius. She is a 1-star celebrity and has 5 logic skill. I am a bit shocked that she only has 1 skill that isn't even maxed, even though she is over 100 years old. Anyway, she wants to be the Emperor of Evil, however that would require her to quit her job and join the criminal career. She has 2 best friends / members of her vampire clan, Morrigan Hemlock and, like I mentioned before, William Fangman. She is also friends with another vampire, Vladimir Schlick, as well as Matthew Hamming for some reason. She also has a myriad of enemies, almost all of whom are aligned in some way with the new, younger vampire clan that has formed in Bridgeport: Jessica Talon, Bo Merrick, Wogan Hemlock, and Belisama Hemlock. She is also enemies with a deceased sim, but we'll talk about them later. This new vampire clan has begun to make trouble for Elvira, and it seems like her grip on the city may be loosening. The Hemlock family lives at 1787 Bayshore Highway. The Hemlocks are a rather non-traditional vampire family who have found themselves split over the vampire clan feud. Morrigan Hemlock is a young adult and a getaway driver in the criminal career and wants to become a master thief. She is insane, hot-headed, has commitment issues, is ambitious, and evil, and she has 3 athletic, 5 drum, and 1 logic skill. real. Morgan was a human when she met her husband, Wogan, but when she fell in love with him, she decided to become a vampire. She is a happy mom and wife, although her commitment issues trait seems to suggest otherwise, and she is passionate about raising her and Wogan's daughter to align with Elvira and the old vampire clan, although her husband seems to disagree. She is best friends with Elvira and William of the old vampire clan, and enemies with Jessica Talon and Bo Merrick of the new clan. Wogan Hemlock is an adult and a thug in the criminal career, and like his wife, he wants to become a master thief. He hates the outdoors, is a loner, a daredevil, a genius, and a schmoozer, and he has 2 athletic and 4 base skill. He also has a sister named Bridget Hemlock, who is a townie. She is a young adult, and her traits are friendly, loner, charismatic, good sense of humor, and unlucky. Her lifetime wish is master mixologist, and she has a maxed mixology skill. She is also a vampire, and for some reason, her and Wogan are enemies. So, Wogan appears to be interested in aligning himself with the newer vampire clan, but he is not completely sure yet. Despite this uncertainty though, he is enemies with Elvira and William, and friends with Jessica and Bo. His bio states it is going to be up to him to decide which clan his family will choose, but I don't think things will be that simple. Morgan seems like she has her mind made up. Although it doesn't seem to be too much of an issue for them for now, I wonder how their relationship will be affected once he finally makes up his mind. Bellissima is Morgan and Wogan's daughter. She is a toddler and is evil and a light sleeper. She is the youngest vampire in Bridgeport, and it seems she may have some issues being one of the only vampires in school when she ages up. Interestingly, she already does not seem to be interested in either vampire clan, as somehow, despite being just a toddler, she is enemies with both Elvara Slayer and Jessica Talon. The final ally of the old vampire clan resides at 22 Canal Avenue. Vladimir Schlick is an adult and a thug in the criminal career, and he wants to be the emperor of evil. He is a workaholic, a technophobe, a coward, athletic, and evil, and he has 2 athletic skill points. He is friends with Elvira and is seemingly aligned with her for now. Their friendship has been useful to him so far, but he's reaching a point where he may have to choose sides, and it is unclear where he will swing. Will he remain loyal to his longtime friend or go wherever appears more beneficial? Now let's check out the new vampire clan, starting of course with its accidental leader. The Talon and Striker household lives at 2707 Mall Street. Jessica Talon is a young adult and works as a grunt in the military career. She is flirty, a daredevil, evil, charismatic, and ambitious, and she has 2 hidden traits, pyromaniac and immune to fire, which suggests she was likely the child of a firefighter. She wants to become an astronaut and has 2 athletic and 3 piano skill. Her mother, Erica Talon, also resides in Bridgeport as a townie. She is an adult and her traits are schmoozer, no sense of humor, daredevil, and perfectionist. Her lifetime wish is one sim band, and she has level 10 mixology skill. Jessica came to Bridgeport to start fresh and, quote, escape her dubious past. Her bio implies she escaped from a similar predicament to the one she is in now, facing off against another vampire clan. She wasn't exactly trying to start a rival vampire clan, but other vampires seem to flock to her, and now she has again found herself in another tense situation. Will she flee again, or will she stand her ground and perhaps change the vampire landscape of Bridgeport? Interestingly, she and Elvira dislike each other, but are not enemies, even though they are leaders of the opposing clans. She currently lives with her human partner, Raphael, and is beginning to worry he may get caught up in her dangerous feud. Raphael Striker is a young adult and is a report processor in the business career. He is a technophobe, a great kisser, a party animal, charismatic, and ambitious. He wants to be a master mixologist, however, he is very far from fulfilling that wish as he has no skills at all. His bio implies he is completely unaware of Jessica's vampire feud, and she is worried he may soon find out. Despite not being a celebrity himself, he is a socialite who hangs around lots of celebrities in the city, no doubt in hopes they come to visit the club he wants to open someday. Interestingly, he has a brother named Richie who lives in Bridgeport and is not a townie, but a 4-star celebrity. Despite this, they somehow do not know each other. My headcanon is that the two were adopted as children and separated after something happened to their parents. So while we're on the topic, we might as well talk about Richie and his family, who reside at 332 Silverstone Way. The Striker family is a wealthy family of 3 and are allegedly known as a very fashionable family, but I disagree. Anyway, Richie is a young adult and a 4-star celebrity athlete. He is a starter in the athletic career and wants to become a superstar athlete. He loves the outdoors, is family-oriented, athletic, ambitious, and an angler, and he has 5 athletic and 3 fishing skill. He is also best friends with Matthew Hamming. Despite enjoying his career, Richie is beginning to worry that his busy schedule is affecting his ability to adequately parent his son, Sebastian. Stella is Richie's wife, and while she has been happily living off of her husband's fame for some time, she's become a bit unsatisfied with that being all she is known for. She's a young adult, unemployed, and a 1-star celebrity. She is family-oriented, a perfectionist, frugal, a coward, and grumpy. Her lifetime wish is to be surrounded by family, and she has 2 cooking and 1 piano skill. She is best friends with Bianca Rubble of the Mixture of Good and Bad household. For quite a while, Stella has dreamed of pursuing her passion for piano and has started playing at some of the clubs in town. Interestingly, the household bio mentions a possible rivalry she may find in Bridgeport, but it is unclear with who. Sebastian is Richie and Stella's toddler son. He is brave and loves the outdoors, and it is unclear if he is going to be an athlete someday like Richie, or if he'll just be another famous child who lives forever off their parents' fame and fortune. The Mixture of Good and Bad household, I hate that name, it's too long and sounds stupid, resides at 2 Peak Parkway. The household is made up of 4 roommates, who appear to be in a sort of love square / sort of harem-like situation, with Beau Merrick at the center of it. Beau Merrick is a young adult and works part-time as a mausoleum clerk. He's a loner, hates the outdoors, is a genius, frugal, and evil, and he has the hidden pyromaniac trait. His lifetime wish is Master Romancer, and he has 2 logic skill points. So Beau is romantically involved with all of his roommates, seemingly without them knowing it, and apparently this is all part of some sort of master plan. I imagine his master plan is just using them to complete his lifetime wish. Anyway, you may remember that he is a vampire, and his roommates actually have no idea. He seems to be aligned with Jessica and her vampire clan, and he is enemies with Elvira and Morrigan. Lily Beau Chic is a young adult and a lover of fashion and makeup who prefers to create her own style over conforming to mainstream trends. She works part-time as a commercial actor in the film career, but she wants to be a distinguished director, which would require her to join the full-time film career. She is absent-minded, flirty, clumsy, excitable, and friendly, and she has 2 skill points in bass. She is best friends with her sister, Flo Chic. Flo is a townie and also a vampire, despite Lily being human, perhaps suggesting that either Flo was formerly human and was turned, or that one of their parents is a vampire and the other was human. Flo's traits are hopeless romantic, good sense of humor, neat, charismatic, and artistic, and she has no skills, and like her sister, wants to be a distinguished director. Marina Prattle is a young adult and works part-time as a beverage consultant at the spa, but her performance isn't great. She has no sense of humor, can't stand art, is a great kisser, unlucky, and a snob. She wants to be a master romancer, and she has one guitar skill. Her bio states she and the other girls in the household have been best friends for years, but it seems like Beau's presence is changing things, as none of them are best friends in their relationship panels. Marina is enemies with Caitlin Masoni, and oddly, there is an NPC paper girl named Serafina Prattle who looks eerily similar to Marina, but the two do not know each other and are not in each other's family trees. Bianca Rubble is the final member of the household. She is a young adult and a desk jockey in the law enforcement career, and she wants to be a forensic specialist, dynamic DNA profiler. She's a slob, hates the outdoors, is absent-minded, a coward, and athletic, and she has one logic skill. She has a brother named Dwight Rubble, who is a townie. He's a young adult, and his traits are loves the outdoors, mooch, friendly, and ambitious, and his lifetime wish is master romancer. He has 2 base and 7 logic skill, and is distant friends with Bianca. The Jones family lives at 3202 Bennett Highway. Johnny and Diana Jones are a young, happy couple enjoying their careers and lives in the city. Johnny is a young adult man, content with life, and he has no desire to change anything about it. Specifically, he has no interest in adding children to the mix. He works as a yes man in the politics career and wants to be leader of the free world. He can't stand art, is handy, a bookworm, ambitious, and friendly, and has 4 charisma and 1 guitar skill. His hobbies include partying and shopping. Diana is Johnny's wife. She's a young adult and a medical intern in the medicine career, but her performance is lackluster, and she'll definitely need to improve if she wants to complete her wish of becoming a world-renowned surgeon. She is a couch potato, neurotic, neat, easily impressed, and she dislikes children. She has 1 guitar and 3 logic skill. Diana is rather happy with her life. However, her bio seems to imply she is interested in having children and believes her and Johnny could handle it. This is a bit odd though, due to her dislikes children trait. In my opinion, this couple is probably one of the most boring households in the entire city, so let's move on. At 5202 Silver Screen Drive resides the King family, made up of successful single mother Johanna King and her teen daughter Lisa. Johanna is an adult and an investigative reporter in the journalism career, but according to her bio, she is also a comedian and actress as well, and has a daily show. She has a good sense of humor, is excitable, a daredevil, childish, and artistic, and her lifetime wish is lifestyle of the rich and famous. She has 1 base, 2 charisma, and 5 writing skill, and is a 2-star celebrity. Johanna's grandfather and father were both comedians, and now she's carrying the torch. She is best friends with her daughter Lisa, but worries that her busy work schedule may be harmful for her development. Lisa is a teen and is a very mature, responsible young girl, and she is just as funny as her mom. She works part-time as a cash register specialist at the bookstore, and she has 2 charisma and 1 handiness skill. She, of course, has a good sense of humor and is neat, good, and family-oriented. Our next household is one of my favorites in Bridgeport. At 19791 17th Avenue lives the poorest sim in Bridgeport, Polly Maloney. Polly is a young adult and works part-time as a cash register specialist at the bookstore. She is brave, a bookworm, a hopeless romantic, frugal, and a heavy sleeper. She has 1 guitar skill and wants to be super popular. Despite being the brokest person in the city, Polly is generally content with her life. She is, however, a bit lonely and worries about being able to make friends in such an overwhelming city. Her apartment is in the basement of the building in which she resides. Interestingly, the lot description implies that her family actually built the building, stating, quote, "Built by the prosperous Maloney family, this once fashionable high-rise has been eclipsed by newer, more fashionable addresses. The Maloneys themselves seem to have disappeared from society since suffering financial setbacks, but rumors persist of at least one still being a resident. It is unclear what happened to the wealthy Maloneys that built the building and how closely she is related to them. My theory is that perhaps her parents or maybe grandparents were very rich and built the place. However, due to the aforementioned financial setbacks, they left the city. Polly was then born and grew up and moved to the city herself. Despite not having the wealth they previously had, perhaps her family still had some connections with the current owners of the building, and that is how she was able to get an apartment. Located at 12 Bogard Lane is the old and new Glam household. Alan Stanley is an adult and a 3-star celebrity. He's a scriptwriter in the film career and wants to be a distinguished director. He has no sense of humor, is neurotic, neat, artistic, and a coward, and has 2 piano and 5 writing skill. He is enemies with Ruben Littler and dislikes Matthew Hamming and Lala Angelista. Alan is a very successful writer and director who many in the industry are dying to work with. He is currently dating and living with a younger actress who appeared in many of his earlier films. Unfortunately, it seems their relationship may be distracting him from his work and career. Emmy Starr is Alan's girlfriend and an incredibly famous actress in her own right. She's a 4-star celebrity and a production manager in the film career, and she wants to be a superstar actor. She's hot-headed, a perfectionist, dislikes children, is a light sleeper, and charismatic. Emmy rose to fame starring in her boyfriend's films. Her bio claims she fell in love with him when she first worked with him on a movie called The Quantum Malfactor. However, it is implied she is mostly staying with him because of how beneficial it is for her career. The Paula household resides at 71 Bayshore Highway, and the household is made up of celebrity businesswoman Katrina Paula and her niece Hannah Smith. Katrina is an adult and a 1-star celebrity. She's a division manager in the business career and aims to be CEO of a megacorporation. She is ambitious, has commitment issues, is frugal, handy, and hot-headed, and she has 1 bass, 1 handiness, and 1 logic skill. She is best friends with Matilda Smart. Katrina is a big-name business contact for a lot of celebrities in Bridgeport. She hopes to train her niece Hannah so that she can take her place when she retires. However, Hannah doesn't seem too interested. Katrina has a sister, Samantha Smith, who is a townie and Hannah's mother. She's a young adult and her traits are computer whiz, commitment issues, and lucky. Her lifetime wish is to be a distinguished director. She has 4 cooking, 2 gardening, 8 handiness, and 3 writing skills. Oddly, although she is Hannah's mother, the two do not know each other. Hannah Smith is a teen and has no skills. She is clumsy, a bookworm, a snob, and a kleptomaniac. She initially moved to the city to live with her aunt and learn more about the business world, intending to join the field someday. However, she seems to have developed an interest in being on TV in some capacity. The fact that her bio states she moved in with her aunt recently suggests Katrina did not raise her, and of course neither did her mother, as they do not know each other. My theory is that given that Samantha is a young adult and Hannah is a teen, it is likely Samantha was a teen mom. When Hannah was born, she immediately gave Hannah over to her grandparents or some other relative to raise, hence why they never met. Our next household is the Rake household at 1486 Bayshore Highway. Romeo Rake is an adult and, unbeknownst to the residents of Bridgeport, is a secret agent. Specifically, he is a triple agent in the law enforcement career and is on the way to becoming an international super spy. He is flirty, a vehicle enthusiast, a party animal, charismatic, and a schmoozer, and has the hidden can apprehend burglar trait. He has 5 athletic and 2 logic skill, and he is best friends with the NPC police officer Leanne's son. Romeo maintains the facade of a rich playboy who loves to party, but in reality, he is an incredibly skilled, dedicated, and dangerous agent. Unfortunately, the nature of his career has made building a close social circle difficult, and he worries if he will ever be able to find love while leading such a secretive life. At 317 4th Avenue lives the Round Household. Buster Round is a regular guy who hasn't had much luck in his career or in life in general here in Bridgeport. Financially, he isn't doing great, but he works hard and is just trying his best to get by. He's an adult and works as a fan in the music career. He loves the outdoors, is clumsy, a hopeless romantic, a coward, and ambitious. His lifetime wish is one sim band, but he is far from completing it as he somehow has no skills. Up next, the Shudder Household is located at 32 Canal Avenue. Lenny Shudder is a young adult and currently unemployed, but he formerly worked as a paparazzo. Unfortunately, things didn't work out, and now he is left scrambling for a new job to keep him in the city. He is brave, hot-headed, handy, excitable, and artistic. He wants to be a master romancer and has level 3 photography skill. The Situp Household resides at 20563 17th Avenue. Mick Situp is a young adult and a test subject in the science career, and his performance is slightly negative. He has a great sense of humor, is a great kisser, a party animal, a schmoozer, and a vegetarian. He wants to be a master mixologist, and he has no skills. Mick has been interested in science his entire life due to his enjoyment of mixing cool chemicals, and has started his first job at the science facility. However, he has recently discovered he finds mixing drinks even more fun, and is debating whether or not he should take the leap and try out becoming a mixologist. Interestingly, there is an NPC repo woman named Letitia Situp. The two look similar and, of course, have the same surname, but they are not in each other's family trees, so it is unclear if and how they are related. At 9656 Slimway Avenue is the Tenderlove Household, made up of 3 young adult roommates who all love clubbing and are trying to chase their dreams in the city. Barry Tenderlove is a spice runner in the culinary career. He's a schmoozer, a green thumb, artistic and angler, and a computer whiz. He has 1 cooking and 1 guitar skill and wants to be a master mixologist. He also has an ex-girlfriend named Olive Kipling, who is a townie, and the two are not on good terms. Barry moved to the city to try to pursue his dream of being a successful mixologist. However, his roommates aren't exactly the most driven people, and their slacker personalities are at risk of rubbing off on him. Jun Zhu is a former child star and seems to have fallen out of the spotlight in adulthood, as she is no longer a celebrity and works a normal job as a bedpan cleaner in the medicine career. She is a slob, flirty, brave, hot-headed, and handy, and dreams of living in the lap of luxury. She has 1 skill point on the drums and 1 in logic. Jun likes to party whenever and wherever possible, and even though she is no longer famous, she is determined to get into all the coolest, most exclusive clubs in Bridgeport. Ace Wilde is a regular guy with a quirky sense of style that has apparently influenced many popular clothing trends throughout the city. He is a test subject in the science career and wants to become a creature-robot crossbreeder. He's insane, virtuoso, a daredevil, a computer whiz, and grumpy, and he has no skills. Our final household is the Trill Household at 3203 Bennett Highway. Arya Trill is an adult and an incredibly talented and skilled musician who has received a myriad of accolades for it. She is an orchestra lead in the music career and a 2-star celebrity. She is a computer whiz, virtuoso, excitable, a loser, and a couch potato. Her lifetime wish is the lifestyle of the rich and famous, and she has 7 guitar skill. Despite her musical prowess and successful career, Arya has never actually had a real passion for music. She has simply used her talents as a means of becoming famous and wealthy, and is secretly a major couch potato. So those are all of the families residing in Bridgeport. Here is my tier list ranking of all of these Sims in the city. I will leave a link in the description down below if you want to fill it out yourself. Now, as per usual, let's have a look at some of the interesting details and lore bits scattered about the map. First, we have something I had no clue existed until I was researching for this video and found out about it via a Reddit post, and that is the hidden bar in the local cemetery. The bar is located underground, and oftentimes you'll see some dearly departed Sims hanging around and having some fun. Next, we have some mysterious graves hidden in the city. One is hidden behind two dumpsters behind the Cineplex, and the other is hidden behind the vampire nightclub, Plasma 501. Let's look at the gravestone behind the Cineplex first. The gravestone is of a sim named Sinjin Frank. Sinjin died of thirst as a young adult. His traits were good sense of humor, childish, and mean-spirited, and his lifetime wish was superstar actor. He had 9 athletic and 6 cooking skill. His cause of death is very interesting, because thirst is a cause of death unique to vampires. However, when resurrected, he appears to be human. It is unclear if this bizarre inconsistency is intentional or just a glitch or mistake by the developers. I tried thinking of my own theory for what could have happened to him, but I couldn't really think of anything that was interesting or made any sense. So let me know in the comments if you have one of your own. Hidden behind Plasma 501 is a sim named Lada Graves. She died as a young adult, and her cause of death was fire. She had level 3 gardening skill, her traits were no sense of humor, charismatic, and light sleeper, and her lifetime wish was super popular. The size of her gravestone suggests she either completed her lifetime wish or died with over 150,000 lifetime happiness points, both of which are incredibly impressive for a young adult. Despite being buried behind a vampire nightclub, Lada was human, so why is she buried here? Remember earlier when I mentioned Elvara Slayer was enemies with a deceased sim? That sim is Lada Graves. How did Lada make enemies with the most powerful vampire in Bridgeport? Lada was also friends with Vladimir, which I also find interesting. Clearly, she was very involved with the Bridgeport vampire scene. I came up with an entire theory for her death that would take a bit too long to delve into here, but if you want to hear all the details, check out my Unsolved Mysteries of The Sims 3 video. But long story short, I think Elvira killed her. So that is Bridgeport. I had a lot of fun doing this video because Bridgeport is my favorite world in The Sims 3. I'm a city girl through and through, both in real life and in The Sims. This video has come out a bit later than I anticipated because I recently graduated college, so I've been quite busy, but I finally, for the first time in 2 months, was able to sit down and actually play The Sims, and because of this video, I chose to play in Bridgeport. Currently, I am playing a social climbing witch who has made it to a 4-star celebrity just by mingling with other celebrities. At the moment, she is dating Matthew Hamming and seeing Richie Striker and Vladimir on the side. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Before you leave though, down in the description is a link to a Google form. I'm doing a giveaway to celebrate reaching 5,000 subscribers. I will be giving away a Sims game or pack of the winner's choosing. So if you are interested in getting a free game or pack of your choosing, make sure to check out the description and fill out the form. That is all for me today. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what drama you have started before in your saves in Bridgeport. I hope to see you in the next video. Have a fantabulous rest of your day. Bye-bye.